Alright, so start of building my RB30 25 forged pistons rods. So starting with the block, gonna get it painted, just stripping all the fucking paint, nasty shit off of it before I paint it. All I'm using is drill with a wire wheel on it. Seems to be doing pretty alright. There's a lot of other bits and pieces still got to clean up. As you can see, there's some parts, head, more parts. Got to get the crank from the machine shop shortly, but till then I'm just going to do some cleaning. So. Alright, so done wire brushing. Haven't got every last little bit, but the majority, big chokes, anything that wants to come off, giving it a clean with brake cleaner as much as I can, as much loose stuff as I possibly can. So now I'm just taping it up, and all I'm doing is I am using this hammer and just tapping around the edge like so, and as you can see it's tearing it for me, so it's perfect. So I'm finished taping up the rest of the engine. Alright, so all taped up. I've just got a rag over the top of the so I'm not using so much tape, but it's all taped up. Oh, probably can't see. All taped up under there, in front of there. So I'm just trying to get some of this bottom stuff first, and there, and then rotate around and do the rest of it. Alright, so all done painting. Just let that dry now, and then I'll de-tape it. So yeah, on to the next step. Alright, so today I'll do a bit more to this block. It's all been painted, so what I'm going to end up doing is punching out all the wash plugs. A brand new set right there for it. Actually not too bad. That's where I've got them from. Well, that's how much. Pretty cheap considering. So I'm going to get set up and get ready, and then I'll knock them out. That's what I'll be using to get them out. I'm just going to be using a punch, hammer, and then a couple of pliers to get them out. So I'm going to crack in and get going. so got them all out. Obviously doesn't look real great in there. I'm going to give that a little bit of a clean out. Same on the other side. Not the greatest. We'll see how we go. Obviously I've just laid them out as they come. And then when I go through these. Yep. Alright, quick update. Planed in, it was a little bit, it's still fucking not great. Less than ideal. But I've had this block sitting here for 7 odd years maybe. Had it for a while. But I'm going to clean it before putting them in. I'm going to go through, clean all the water, the oil galleries, clean all the threads out, give this thing a real good clean first, and then we'll go through and put the plugs, wash plugs back in. So we'll see how we go, how far I get. But yeah, I want to give this all a big clean, and we'll see where I'm at next. So right now, all I'm going to do is pretty much tap all these holes out, make sure that the threads are all clean, and then I'll do the head studs as well. But I'll start at the bottom end first, and I'll get back to you once I've done that. No need to film. Alright, so it's another day. Don't mind me, I'm feeling kind of a bit crook, but I've got most of my stuff, so still got to clean the cradle. I've got my rods there, pistons and the rings there ready to get measured out. Just got my crank back from the machine shop, so I ended up getting the collar put onto it, all the galleries cleaned out, drilled and grub screwed, so all the galleries are clean, all balanced, linished, bearings to suit. So I'm just going to open up those boxes and sort of see where I want to first start at. I'll probably measure out the bearings first and then go down the rings, I'd say, but we'll find out when I pick up the camera next. Alright, so first step what I'm going to do, because I'm converting to AOP main studs, is gave the cradle a quick clean because I didn't clean that the other day. I have also been through all the main threads, obviously the cradles, so all these ones through here, the head, all the major ones I'm going to be using to start with. I haven't done the back ones obviously because they're a bit harder. I'll wait till a bit later to do that, but at the moment I'm going to put the AOP head studs in, put the bearings in, torque it down to spec and measure, and then obviously do the same to the rods, but bearings, main bearings first, so wish me luck. see me. Got all the studs in, lubed the washers, the threads, put the nuts on. I've only just done it hand tight. Went over it a few different times just to make sure it's semi-flat. Now I'm going to start torquing it down. It calls for 160 foot-pound, which works out to be 81.3 newton meters, and it says to do that into 3 stages. So I'll start down low and work my way up to there. So I'll go over and I'll start torquing them down. Alright, so my torque wrench just died. So the first row I did 31 newton meters. Now I'm at 62 newton meters. I'm going to start this one again because I don't remember exactly where I left off, and then I'll do 81.3. Alright, so it's a couple of days later. Obviously I'm starting to feel a lot better, not so sick. Tried charging the camera. Apparently I didn't have it on charge properly, so missed a bit. So anyway, bottom ends together, all measured up, all good. Right now I've just got like a whole bunch of cleaning. Got to clean all this, that. Probably just clean them up. Oil pickup, give it a good clean. Probably not going to use those. I have another set of brand new ones I'll probably put into it. Besides point. But at the moment, yeah, I've also got a lot of other stuff over here. They're the pistons out of the other block just to the left of it. That's the rod that's bent, besides the point. So I'm going to use, at this stage, I'm going to use that head. Don't know, could possibly use, over there underneath the rag there's a Neo head, but it needs a lot of touch-up machining and porting and stuff like that. So depending how we go. Not going to use that intake. I have another intake, but I'm going to use the injectors out of it. Yeah, see where I go, see what happens, see what I end up using. But at this stage, I'm not going to use that intake. I'll have another one in a box over there somewhere. Well, I know where, but yeah, I'm just waiting for another part to make that usable. But yeah, for now I'm just going to do some cleaning up of all this. So I'll get back to you at some stage. Alright, so I'm pretty much done for the night. I've cleaned all that. I know it's still very dirty. I've got to get brake cleaner tomorrow, give it a good flush out, but the RTV's off. And same with the oil pump, just cleaned off. I'll give it a good clean tomorrow. I'll probably have to pull it apart, make sure there's no RTV inside it. And same with the rear main seal. But that's me for the night. But if I can get them cleaned up tomorrow, and then hopefully put that on the bottom end of that, that'll seal the bottom end part up. But yeah, that's it for tonight. Alright, here we are today. Update, cleaned it, oil inside, well, pretty much as clean as I can get it. Same with the oil pump, rear main seal, oil pickup. There's a spacer, obviously, for the oil pickup because I have extended and oversized oil sump. Gone through, cleaned the front of it, cleaned all through here. I'll clean it again before I put it on. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put the camera down and plod along, and you can watch. Alright, so the oil pump and remain seal is on. I did just trim slightly that little bit of excess gasket, and I did just get a little bit down in there. It does have oozement. I'm not going to tighten it right up yet. Obviously I did put grease around the seal, but I'll let that tack off. I will start doing it to the sump, get the sump on, at least get this part sealed, bottom half sealed, and then I can rotate and worry about the top. So, onto the sump. Alright, so I'm pretty much going to leave it there. As you can see, it's all got a bit of oozement around. I'll clean it all up later. I'll let that tack off and actually tighten them up properly, same with the remain seal. So for now, that's it. When I get back to you, I'll get back to you. Alright, not exactly sure where I left off. I know I put the Welsh plugs in on this. Just done, obviously just putting that in there, changing oil filter location, and just a couple of fittings. Turbo feed, water return for turbo. So what I've done at the moment is I have stripped the head, as I am going to have to knock that Welsh plug out, drill into the back of it, because I have head drain, as well as head drain, and on the other side, another head drain. That one's factory series 2 head, not AN obviously, but I've converted to AN. Normally there are bungs in there, but just trying to make enough flow for the oil to get out, so I have no oil overflow in the head. So they're the cams, they're 9.5mm lift Colford cams, and while I had them stripped out, I thought I'd see whether my 11.5mm lift cams would fit, and unfortunately they clip on those edges there, not quite enough. So I'll keep that for my Neo head that's up there, and I will be installing Tomei cam cap cover, cam, there we go there. Converting all the studs, cam cap stud bolts. There we go there. So I'm going to put them on this head. I'm going to set up, obviously, going to have to knock out that first and line up where I want the drain, and yeah, so I'll set up to that part, and I'll make an update. But Alright, so it's another day. So my parts have finally arrived. So this is billet CNC for the intake, which intake I'm going to be running is GDR ITDs. So the head's not bolted down, I've just got some studs in there just holding it, so it's not going to go anywhere. I want to mock it up, see what it looks like, and I will probably get my 6-boost manifold from my pile of parts and my G42, which is up there, and just sit that on there. But how far I'll get, I don't know. It's getting a little bit late, but I at least want to try and mock up this stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to record it because I'm running out of room on this, so I'll give you an update once I've got a mock. Alright, sweet, so quick little update. ITBs are on, well, just mocked up, a couple bolts sitting in there. So I am going to have to eliminate that, put the bung back in it. Contemplating on leaving that one. That's one of the head drains. Should be able to get a fitting straight down there, hopefully. We'll see when I actually start bolting it back together properly. I'll probably run the head drain this side and plumb into this one and down into that port. Obviously there's no cams or anything in it. I have a head gasket sitting in there which is not thick enough for this setup. That should hopefully be here by Friday, fingers crossed, so I can actually seal the head and block together. That'd be really good. Obviously big turbo. Still got to changing the wastegate. Gonna have to cut and do something with that. Not 100% sure exactly as yet. I'm gonna have to do some more mocking and assembly, but for now, just a mock up for essentially how the motor is going to be sitting, roughly, not exactly, just roughly. Geez, I hope I don't have to cut another fucking hole for the intake. That's going to really make things interesting. It sticks out way further than the original one. Suppose we'll come to that when I get there. But yes, we are slowly but surely getting there. And it looks sick. This thing is going to be awesome. The sounds that this thing is going to make are going to be insane. Oh, just admiring. It's been a long time coming since I've had this car. I probably had this bottom end and the forged pistons and rods a few months after I've had this car, and I've probably had this car 8 years. It's also come a long way from what it originally was. Second paint job, slightly different colour from the last paint job that I had, but that's fine. But we are making some serious progress. Alright, back at it another day. You can see, kind of stripped down what's on there. I got to cut my manifold back, and I'm having to cut a straight line through there. Fingers crossed, see how I'll go. Obviously I've moved some stuff, just trying to, before I bolt the head down or anything, trying to work out wastegate placement, lines, everything first, because obviously I've got the head drain, and I'm just trying to work out whether I'm going that way or that way with it. At this stage I'm going to try and go that way, but I need to, before I can go committing to everything yet, and drill in the back of the head, I'm trying to work out wastegate placement, turbo placement, exhaust stuff, to know whether I'm going to go that way with that or that way with that before I bolt the head down. The head's only just sitting there with a couple of studs and nuts in there for now. There's no cams in it obviously, but that's just sitting there, just trying to work out. I'm not going to film every little bit of the trying to work out line placements and stuff. It's just too much, but yeah, I'm just trying to put together that, but yeah. So at the moment I'm going to cut that, see if my gate fits, because obviously I'm running AC and the gate sits right in here, and at this stage it's banging up against here real bad. I had to come back like 30mm-ish kind of thing, but it's on an angle, so I'm just trying to cut that back to where it originally was. As you can see, that bit's been welded on. Yeah, dog shit welds, I know, but that's me. It did seal though. But yeah, I'm going to try and cut that back to where it originally was, try and refit it and see if the gate clears. So yeah, I'll cut that and mock it up a bit more, and I'll let you know where I'm at. So just a wee bit of an update. As you can see, stripped it all back down. The head gasket I was using just to sit it on there, that's not the one I'm using. I'll be using that one. I've had to cut the manifold to sort out the wastegate, because the wastegate sits right in here. As you can see, you kind of cut that bolt down a little bit just to add a bit more clearance. It's very tight, but it should all work. At the moment, I've got the head off, and I'm going to drill my head drain. I'm going to run it this way, just the way I want to run it. So yeah, I'm going to drill and tap them. Hopefully I don't fuck this up, but we'll see. Fingers crossed I don't, and it'd be great if I don't. So yeah, I'll talk to you when I get back. Quick little update. Drilled the head drain, tapped it, that's good to go. Blocks are all ready to go. Got the ARP head studs in it. I have greased the threads. I have done the bottom ones obviously as well. Because my block's been decked, I am running a 3mm Kinetic head gasket. That should be more than efficient. I was going to put restrictors in the block, but I only have one. I ordered two, only one's rocked up, the other one hasn't rocked up yet. I'm deciding to not put the restrictors in. That block does have the restrictors 1.1s. I put it in that one. I had planned on doing it the same to this one, but I've only got the one, so I'm just going to leave it out and just run the stock restrictors. So yeah, ARP head studs are in there ready to go. Head's ready to be put down on this, and I will have to grease up the washers and the nuts as recommended. I'm not really going to record talking down the head, obviously, because it's just talking down the head, it's not hard. So I just thought I'd give a quick update. That's where I'm at, and I'll let you know where I'm at on the next update. Cheers. Alright, new update. Head's torqued down to 80 foot-pound, which is 108 roughly newton meters. Got the Tomei cam cap studs. They're torqued down and Loctited as 2 specs. So now I'll be putting the buckets in, cams in, cam caps on, tighten the caps down, and get this whole top end sort of sorted. See how I go tonight. I would like to see if I can get the inlet manifold on. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll see how I go for time wise, but that's just a little update, and I'll give you a little update again soon. Right, so a couple of days later, I did come to the shed last night and did a couple of things. Nothing too like drastic, but I'll show you what I've done. I did manage to get that welded on for the wastegate. Obviously, I welded it yesterday. I had that fully clamped down when I welded it. I only took it off this afternoon, so it had almost 24 hours. So it shouldn't warp or anything like that, which should be good. Also put the water pump on. Now I have a water pump on. That's good. Currently, I am looking at putting the manifold on, turbo manifold. What I've just done, have a Kinetic gasket, and I had to just slightly trim the gasket there, and a little bit there, so it would actually fit. Now it fits fairly nicely. So I'm going to put the manifold on, bolt it up, get the gate, possibly get the gate on, don't know yet. But yeah, we'll see where I'm going to end up after tonight. I only get a couple hours in the weekday after work, so but every little small step further forward is a step forward, and so long as I'm moving forward, that is a good thing. Other thing I noticed when I left off, just after I shut the camera off and I was going inside, is my valve covers no longer fit. They are sitting a little proud. Now, they sit a little high and hit the baffling, so I'm probably going to have to just drill the holes where they sit, just for now. Hypertune, I think it is, actually sell a billet valve cover with the oil splash trays, and it actually does say in the description that you need to convert to Tomei cam cap studs, which is nice. Already done that.